Meeting of the Muskego Norway School Board for May 13th, 2024 to order. Verification of the meeting posted. This was posted in accordance with the open meeting laws. Attendance roll call.
Jason?
Here.
Terry? Here. Bob?
Here.
Brett?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Lori? Here. And myself. All present.
We have a quorum. If you'd all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We will need an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
It's Jason?
Yep.
Second. And Kevin second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes unanimously. On to the board reorganization, and we will start with the school board presidents. I will need a nomination for school board president.
So move that nominate Terry Boyer for school board president.
And we do not need a second on the nominations for positions. So we have Terry Boyer. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I know it sounds like I'm desperate, but we do have to cover that. Hearing no other nominations, let's proceed with a simple voice vote. All those in favor of Terry Boyer being school board president for the 2024-25 school year, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Congratulations.
I'm all discombobulated, so give me a second. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay, moving on for nominations for school board vice president.
Nominate Bob Bowman for school board vice president.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All right. Congratulations, Bob.
We have
You have to vote?
Oh, yeah, good, yeah. See? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? All right. Congratulations, Bob. I told you I was all discombobulated. All right. Okay, moving on to C, nomination for board clerk.
I'd like to nominate Jason Samborski for board clerk.
Are there any other nominations?
I would like to make a statement as a nomination. So I understand that positions can change year to year and that people may be interested in leadership roles. However, I believe that it would be a common courtesy and out of respect for your fellow board members that if they reach out to you and let you know that they are interested in staying in this role, that they would receive a phone call in person or not a text and ask them why you would be fit for this role. If they would have asked me this question, I would have responded that I've enjoyed working as clerk this year and I feel that I have not experienced this role as an entity. The clerk's role gets complicated when you're running for office, so I actually wasn't able to fulfill this role to its entity for the whole election year. So I would like to nominate myself again for this year to be the clerk, and mainly because I've been here, I've taken the notes, I've done my job, and that I feel that I would be capable to do this role also.
All right, any other nominations? Right now we have two, Jason and Tracy. Any other nominations? Okay, we'll do a
I think you
hand.
need one more, don't you? Did you do three?
Any other nominations?
That's a third.
I'll do a fourth just in case.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll do a hand vote. Jason will go in the order of nominations, so all in favor of Jason being board clerk, raise your hand. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 6. So, Jason, you have one board clerk. Moving on to nomination for board treasurer. Do I have any nominations for board treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Lori Topman for board treasurer.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All in favor of Lori being board treasurer, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, Lori, you are the board treasurer. We also need to appoint Business Services Committee. And I get to the pleasure of doing that. Business Service Committee, I would like to appoint Jason, Brett, and Bob, with Jason chairing it. You all accept that?
Yes.
Assignment. Educational Services Committee, Lori, Jason, and Tracy, with Lori continuing to chair that. All okay with that? Those appointments? And Policy Committee, Bob, Kevin, and Brett, with Bob chairing that. Are you all okay with those appointments? CISA 1 delegate, Tracy, if you would continue to do that since you are very involved with CISA. Awesome. And the WASB delegate. Kevin, would you be willing to be the delegate?
I can never order the thing, so probably
We'll
not.
have an alternate. I'll, you know what, I'll just assign myself as the delegate. And the alternate for Brett.
I can do that, yes.
Okay, we can work that out. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. We are going to take a brief moment if we need to shuffle people so that, Jason, you'll have to come up. Lori and Kevin, you're fine, okay? We'll switch that. You're looking down. I'm a business person, so that's good. All right. Thank you, everybody. This is a formality we need to go through once a year. We did set. I can take some notes too while you're getting yourself ready.
I'm good.
Moving on to number 3, the consent agenda. We need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
You got that?
Brett and Lori second.
Is there any discussion, and would anybody want anything removed for individual consideration that is currently on the consent agenda? Going once? No? All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And 4, student representation. And she's got a game she's missing, so go fast.
All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry about my voice, I woke up a little sick this morning, but we're gonna get through it. So at Muskego High School, at the end of April, MHS held its annual cabaret where over 100 students showcased their music pieces. On April 20th, the MHS forensics team competed at the WISDAA state competition in DeForest, where the Warriors had 14 gold medalists and 8 silver medalists. 3 Warriors qualified for the HOSA Internationals that will take place in Texas in June. Congrats to Mason Wett, Allie Engelfried, and Ellen Rass. On May 1st, the jazz band held their concert where they got to play with the world-renowned musician Jose Encarnacion. AP exams started last week and they'll conclude this week. For the class of 2025, there's a new Direct Admit Wisconsin and the Wisconsin Guarantee programs. These programs allow for the direct admission to 10 different UW schools if a student is in the top 10% of their class at the end of their junior year, and admissions into UW-Madison if in the top 5%. The MHS Forensics team won the WISDAA Excellence in Speech Award for the 2nd year in a row. And then spring sports are currently in full swing. In the past couple of weeks, softball has been very successful with an undefeated record currently. They won 3 conference games and 2 non-conference games in the past couple of weeks, and many players have made milestone achievements. The team was also on the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Show on the 920 AM radio. Girls lacrosse is also seeing success. With an 11-4 record, we're currently 5th in the state and the number 2 seed in our section for playoffs. Boys baseball is having an impressive season with an overall record of 18-1, and they're ranked 3rd in the state. MHS had their prom on April 20th, and lots of pictures are uploaded to the school pictures website. Scholar Athlete Awards will be held this Wednesday at 7 p.m. In late April, MHS held their Community Service Day, where the underclassmen participated in a variety of activities such as trash cleanup, blanket making, and gardening. Juniors were instructed to explore college readiness activities such as touring schools or starting the college admissions process. And FBLA had 10 members advance to the National Leadership Conference, which will be held in Orlando this summer. Moving on to Lake Danoon, for Teacher Appreciation Week, the PTO created an Oscar-winning week for the 5-star staff they have, with days such as Hollywood VIP Pizza Lunch and Oscar Award Barbecue Buffet. On April 26th, the National Junior Honor Society held its Make-A-Wish Spaghetti Dinner. LDMS Community Days are coming up next week for 5th and 6th grade students, and then the following week for 7th and 8th grade students. Students have the option to pick fun activities such as swimming at Timber Ridge or golfing at Lux Golf. Sign-ups for the Dare Day Brewer Game and Tailgate are still available. Forms can be picked up by the students in Student Services. The Lake Danoon Band held its concert on May 2nd in the MHS PAC. Students have been iReady testing with math last week and reading today and tomorrow. And the Lake Danoon Choir will hold its concert this Wednesday, also at the PAC. At Muskego Lakes held its Glow Dance on May 3rd for both Muskego Lakes and Lake Danoon students. On May 9th, Muskego Lakes held their band concert in the PAC, and tomorrow they'll hold their choir concert there. On May 28th and 29th, students will get to participate in their respective community days. 5th grade will go to arcade and pinball, 6th grade to OAW Sports Complex, 7th to Lux Golf, and 8th grade to Six Flags. Muskego Lakes Student Council is holding a bags contest next weekend. It is open to all students and is free to attend unless a student wants to participate, which then they would have a $5 fee for teams of 2 or $2.50 solo. Spring extracurriculars are in full swing at Lake Danoon. Track and field just had a meet at South Milwaukee High School. The knitting club had their last meeting last Monday, and then clubs such as Mindfulness Club, Wellness Club, and Science Club all held their meetings last week. At Mill Valley had its annual May Day Walk on May 1st. This year they decorated paper plates to look like baskets and hand cutouts to look like flowers, all with cute spring messages displayed on the paper plates and the cutout hands. Mill Valley will have its field day and garden planting next Monday. Students will alternate between field day activities and planting time. There is an all-school field trip next Tuesday to the Milwaukee Public Zoo, and the cost is free to the students thanks to the PTO. Kindergarten through 3rd grade will have its spring concert this Friday, and 4th grade had theirs last Wednesday in the MHS PAC. At Lakeview, students celebrated Bus Driver Appreciation Day. Photos can be viewed on the Lakeview Instagram page. Lakeview was visited by MHS students on Community Service Day, where students picked up trash for Lakeview. Students celebrated Mrs. Torbeck for Administrative Assistance Day, bringing her more flowers than can fit on her desk. Constructions of the new gymnasium was completed last week, and there was a ribbon cutting assembly with the MHS drumline, and fun activities were held in the gym. And the second edition of the Fireball Flash newspaper went out last week. With the hard work of many Lakeview journalists, there were about 20 students who worked hard to publish pieces in this newspaper. And finally, at Bay Lane, the Bobcats made a difference this Earth Day by going out and picking up trash. Bay Lane had their PTO-sponsored spring sing-along next Tuesday on the Impro Field, and a movie will follow. Students will participate in their field day next Thursday, where they'll rotate between fun outdoor activities. 4th grade will have their All Across America spring concert this Thursday in the PAC. And Bay Lane held their color walk a couple weeks ago, where students were given color walk t-shirts, and they had fun walking through colored powders thrown into the air. And that's all for me tonight.
Thank you, Hannah. Bye.
Go play. Have a nice evening, everyone.
All right. Moving on to superintendent report.
So thank you. We have a few recognitions for this evening. We will begin with staff recognition. Ironically enough, we have 2 of our tech ed teachers that are here to receive recognition for an award that they actually received for some of the amazing work that they're leading, just some of the innovation aligned to science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So we're going to first call up Jeff DeGlopper, and we'll ask Jeff and Todd, after we present the certificate, to share a little bit more about some of the work that you're doing that led to this recognition. So come on up, Jeff.
You know I love taking pictures.
I will read through this certificate. Maybe my glasses. Allergies really have, sometimes I can get through them, but the allergies are the thing. All right. Certificate of Appreciation. The Muskego Norway School Board congratulates Muskego High School engineering, robotics, and physics teacher Jeff DeClopper on receiving the Education Impact Award for Manufacturing, Engineering, and Technology from the WMC Foundation. This award is given annually to 6 Wisconsin high school and middle school teachers who have demonstrated a commitment to advancing manufacturing, engineering, and technology principles in their classroom. Jeff was honored for this award on April 30th, 2024, at a ceremony at Plexus in Neenah, Wisconsin. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Jeff for his exceptional teaching ability that brings honor not only to himself, but to the Muskego Norway community and to his students who are learning, growing, and succeeding. Congratulations.
Yeah, stay up here.
It's the favorite part.
Take a picture.
I go on the side.
Yeah. Or. Let me just do it outside.
Todd Subject. Back to back. Do you want me to read the whole thing? Okay. All right. The Muskego Norway School Board congratulates Lake Denune Middle School Tech Ed teacher Todd Sobchak on receiving the Education Impact Award for Manufacturing, Engineering, and Technology from the WMC Foundation. It's given annually to 6 high school and middle school teachers who have demonstrated commitment to advancing manufacturing, engineering, and technology principles in the classrooms. Todd was honored for this award on April 30th at a ceremony in Plexus in Neenah, Wisconsin. The Muskego School Board commends Todd Sobchak for his exceptional teaching ability that brings honor not only to himself, but to the Muskego Norway community and to his students to learn, grow, and succeed. Congratulations.
Congratulations. No hugging me this time.
There's still time. They will just reuse that picture.
Jump, Jeff.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Jeff, why don't you come on off? I think it's unbelievably rare that, first of all, that you have one teacher that's recognized for this particular award in a district, but to have both a middle level teacher and a high school teacher in the same year being recognized for the work that they do is an absolute testament to our district, to the two of you, and for the innovation that you continue to provide our kids. So thank you. And we'd just love to hear a little bit more about the work that you are doing that has led to the recognition. So go ahead.
I guess I'll start.
I joked that he needed to prepare a speech.
I know. To demonstrate my technology, use ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding. I would say our best has been our innovative approach to mass manufacturing. And so how do we get real life experiences in the hands of kids so that they can make those connections between schooling and their career choices. And so just this year, we started mass manufacturing, actually a couple years ago, and making products dedicated to our community and giving back. And through that, we've been able to make a difference, give back. Kids can be engaged in authentic learning experiences. They raised $500 for a local organization and did a lot of authentic learning along the way. So I'm excited about kind of the way we've grown it and the things that we've done to improve. So I think that's just one way we've been innovative.
Anything you want to add, Jeff?
Todd told me that he was just gonna say ditto after whatever. So I feel pretty good about that. We, at the high school, we do, we spent a lot of time trying to really encourage students to get on the other side of the technology products that they use. So they're very good users of technology, but they really should be on the other side, trying to manufacture, trying to design, trying to put together, and then empowering them to do that. And that's really been our goal over the however 12 years that I've been there, is trying to get them to see that they can be the ones who are defining what technology is for future generations. That's what we're working on.
Thank you very much. Blessed and fortunate to have both of you leading the efforts. Well done. All right, this seems to be an annual thing with our forensics. So we are going to be recognizing members of our forensics team tonight. They once again knocked it out of the park at the state level competition. So why don't we have each member and coach of the forensics team come on up. We will recognize each one of you individually.
I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah. And then just
Bigger.
There's a chance for
10-second walk. All right. I'm gonna read through one full certificate. I'm not reading through all of them, but I'll read through one, and then each one of you have your individual award things. So I'll read that individually. And I did get pronunciation of your names. I tried really hard to get them right. So. All right. Certificate of Appreciation. The Muskego Norway School Board presents this certificate in grateful recognition to Kira Resch in her contribution to Muskego High School forensics team, individually earning a gold medal at the 2024 WISDAA State Speech Competition in the Solo Series Acting category. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Kira for her perseverance, team spirit, and commitment to excellence in the co-curricular activity of forensics, which has brought honor to herself, her family, Muskego Norway schools, and community. The Muskego Norway School Board wishes Kira success in her future education and career endeavors.
congratulations.
Isabella Silvanara. I had it, I did have it at one point. Individually earning a gold medal at the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in the Moments in History category. Claire Schweitzer, a gold medal at the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in the Special Occasion Speaking category. Lily Lutman. Did I get it? Yeah. Gold medal at the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in Farrago category.
Shake your hand.
I don't know what that other thing was. No. All right. Kiera Gifford, a gold medal at the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in the Informative Speaking category. Caleb Honeywatts, a gold medal at the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in the Informative Speaking category. Jack Houston, not here, but he did get a gold medal in the Oratory category. Ava Levy, a gold medal in the 2024 WISDA State Speech Competition in the Poetry category. I still want to read.
Yeah, okay.
Peter Demeen, gold medal in the solo humorous acting category. Nadine Brunner, she got a gold medal in the solo humorous acting category as well. Patrick Beer, silver medal at the 2024 state speech competition in the poetry category. Skylar Hewitt, a silver medal at the 2024 state speech competition in the solo humorous acting category.
Right. We're dodging sandals over here.
Valerie Zilgin, a silver medal in the state speech competition in the storytelling category. Brianna Reeds, a silver medal in the state speech competition in the radio category. Kaya Marson, a silver medal at the 2024 state speech competition in the Moments in History category. Anastasia
Yep.
Zakula.
Yeah.
Oh, a gold medal at the 2024 speech competition in the oratory category. Over here, I do want to at least look at, or at least read them. These are-
Okay.
None of the others are here, correct? You got one?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, Roya Mirzai, a silver medal in group interpretation category. Taylor Gibson, a gold medal in the prose category. Colby, a gold medal in the poetry category. Allison Danielle, a gold medal in the informative speaking category. I would never. Paria Mirzai, a silver medal in the group interpretation category. Kim, a silver medal in the oratory category.
All right, Coach. Floor is yours. What would you like to say about the team?
I am incredibly proud of each and every one of them, and especially the ones who aren't here too. They did a fantastic job this season. The hard work, the getting up early on Saturday mornings, sometimes at 5 a.m. They did a great job this season, and I'm looking forward to next season as well, because we've got some fun stuff planned for next year. We are actually hosting a tournament next year. And we are planning on possibly trying out for nationals as well, which is something we haven't done in a long time. So I'm hoping, because nationals is close enough this year where it's like, yeah, I think we can do that. So yeah, we will be planning
You
on
have
doing
some
that.
sailing to do here.
Yeah, okay. I plan on making more announcements at the banquet in a couple of weeks. What's that?
I can't go to the banquet.
Yo,
Can we, like,
I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah.
We can.
There'll probably be an
No,
email with it.
They all did a fantastic job, and we are incredibly proud of everything that they've done, so, congrats.
Great job.
Mr. Busak?
You guys want to do like two?
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
You guys did the pose like to me.
Claire, did you just gonna, she actually kneel or just squat?
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Girl.
My knees, guys.
Panoramic on that thing?
Landon. Kill you.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Well done, everyone.
You got a workshop
He's
He said especially, yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah, that's, you did a great job. All right, the next agenda item on superintendent's report, graduation diplomas, just a reminder and a thank you to Ms. Boyer, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Bowman for helping out with diplomas. Sunday, June 2nd at 10:30. So thank you again for your willingness to support and your availability.
Jason. He's a maybe.
He's gonna wait for the weather forecast.
No.
He's gonna make sure it's above 30, not maybe a rainy.
Right. The sleet in the face last year was a lot. I don't.
It'll be cloudless and 98 degrees.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for your consideration. And then the last agenda item on the superintendent report is contributions to the profession. We continue to see staff and administrators lead professional development around the state. So thank you to Jeremiah and Jim Micklig for your contributions. And that concludes your superintendent report.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Other reports, president report. Bob and I have been going around and doing visits with the PTOs at the different schools. I started that last year with Chris. And we do just kind of a little bit of an outreach since they're always busy. It's hard for them to come to meetings. So we do get some information from them and questions on certain things and concerns brought to us that we bring back. And some of the things that was brought back last year, I brought back to administration and things were changed. So they seem to be helpful and they do like us to come. So hopefully that will be a ongoing thing going forward. Board member reports. Tracy.
CISA one's, election will be this month, so we'll see, get the seat again.
You got all that paperwork?
Mhm.
Okay, that you needed. Okay, awesome. Correct.
The WSB Summer Learning Symposium is gonna be July 12th and 13th. Registration just opened. And we just found out that Leroy Butler will be the speaker for the Friday dinner, so it should be an exceptionally good one that time. That's all.
All right, Bob?
Just a thank you and recognition of our band and choir leaders at the high school specifically. So in March, they took them, Mr. Beckman, Mr. Miller, Mr. Warner, and Ms. Michaels took them to New York. And in New York, Muskego Band stepped off as the first high school band in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And Mr. Warner and Ms. Michaels were interviewed by the news before their choir sang at St. Patrick's Day Cathedral. I think the district as a whole, I wish more people would know in middle school to what they're looking forward to in high school. We are very fortunate in this district to have 2 band and 2 choir directors, and they do a phenomenal job, like over-the-top experience for these kids. So, and just one other thing, a thank you for our kids. Our kids got to go on an evening where they got to go on a boat and they did some celebrating. And there was another high school there, much smaller of a high school crowd, and they were at a different level of the boat. And our kids invited them up to join them and dance with them. Just a testament to how the band and choir directors lead our kids and what they expect of them. So that was awesome to hear. So.
Fantastic. Jason?
Nothing to report.
Kevin? Lori? All right. Committee reports. Educational Services Committee, anything?
Or in a little hiatus.
Policy Committee report.
I'm going to see some policies tonight. Otherwise, we've been meeting to review Some of the other ones, we've gone through about a third of the 2000s, and we'll get to the next ones shortly. The next meeting. So.
All right, Business Services Committee.
We met earlier this evening and we discussed with Mrs. Kelly about the transportation contract that is coming up.
All right. Okay, on to number 7, resolution action items. Policy revisions from Neola 33-1.
So we need a motion to approve Neola Volume 33-1 policy revisions as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. These were already vetted through the policy committee, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And, any other discussion?
Not unless there's questions.
Anyone having it?
Right.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Textbooks, AP Environmental Science.
Motion to approve the purchase of curriculum resources as recommended by the Educational Services Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. This book was brought through the committee and actually looked at for quite a while, and through the CPC and the process, so a lot went into picking this book out. Any questions for the committee?
Yeah, the committee's satisfied with what's the vetting and
Yeah, it came through with, like Terry said, both the CPC and our committee felt this book was the best one, best fit for the kids.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Gifts, grants, and bequests.
A motion to approve with thanks the following donations. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation Fab Lab Grant in the amount of $24,700 for fabrication equipment at Muskego High School. Muskego High School Robotics, $500 from Grinnell Industries and $750 from the PPG Foundation, anonymous donor Carol Blackbaud Giving Foundation. Muskego High School Student Council, $500 from InPro for prom expenses. Balian Elementary, $35,000 from Balian PTO Incorporated to help support building an outdoor learning classroom. And Muskego Softball in the amount of $35,000 from Muskego Storm for updating the softball stadium batting cages. It will credit rental fee up to $35,000 for future use for current policy not to include labor or materials.
So moved.
second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to discussion items. 2024-25 budget standing. Employee handbook changes.
In your packet tonight, we included a copy of the 24-25 employee handbook. I feel like every year we get fewer and fewer changes, but most of these are really to align language to policy. So I just noted that on page 7, we wanted to ensure that we were aligning our FMLA language to the revised board policy. Page 8, again with our health plan change, we no longer have the 2 plans to choose from. We have the single plan, so we updated that language. On pages 9 and 10, we changed our 403B language. So the district in the past has had a number of vendors to choose from, and we've narrowed down to 1 vendor. At this point, anybody who was with one of the old vendors is grandfathered. Anybody new though, we have a new program where you're automatically enrolled into a 403B at a 4% contribution rate, and you can immediately either opt out or change that rate. But this gets everybody at least enrolled because we have the 403B match program as the retirement option now for all of our employees. We want to ensure that we're encouraging that match participation. And then on pages 22, 29, and 35, we tried to simplify our funeral leave language to help with some clarifications that employees have been struggling with this year. And again, on pages 24, 32, and 37, language clarification. So those are the changes to the handbook. This will be brought back for approval in June, and then would be sent out to all employees as part of our annual, it's called vector training, and employees have to sign off on that they've read the handbook and at least know of all of the changes that have occurred from year to year.
Anyone have any questions?
Julie, what does it mean when it says under line of coverage crime? Like, is that them stealing stuff from us, or is that
I'm sorry, what are you referring to?
under your preliminary insurance renewal?
Oh, we're in the handbook.
Oh, sorry.
I can tell you that in a second.
Okay, good.
Any questions or anything on the handbook? No? Okay, moving on to liability, workers' comp, and property insurance renewals.
So this is our preliminary insurance renewal numbers. Again, you're seeing the expiring cost of all of our lines of coverage as well as our renewals. There are increases for most of the lines, as there are every year. Tracy, with regard to crime, that is a line that we hold in case there is theft within the organization, and that covers that policy for us. We do have what's considered pollution insurance. That's a multi-year policy, which is good until 2025, so that would be coming forward next year. So again, we are seeing an increase to our overall cost, which we anticipated, and it's built into our budget increases. These numbers will likely change slightly as they continue to negotiate and just ensure that we have coverages in the amounts and lines that we want. And so we'll bring these back in June as well for your final approval.
So it's a 25% increase.
Mhm.
And I know
Well, a big piece of that though, again, is property, and that's the result of the Lakeview Gym. And some of these other lines that we're increasing, the property insurance itself. Our workers' comp, we did have a couple bad years, so that has been a pretty significant increase on that as well. Some of the other lines are a little bit smaller, but those are the two areas that we knew and anticipated were going to go up as a result of the completion of the projects. And then just our workers' compensation is a 3-year, it's 3 years, right? 3 years of claims. And so we had a really big claim that fell off, but we had another big claim that got added on. And so we're continuing to process through. A lot of that workers' comp is really out of our control.
So is it out of our control, or are the policies and procedures being followed by the employees? So this was just an accident, or is it something that we need to look at to tighten up? And is it one incident or multiple?
Yeah, so every incident that happens, we do an investigation, usually just preliminary with the cameras, and try to learn what happened. We do an interview to learn from the person's perspective what happened. The couple that have been really bad, we've had a couple of slip and falls that just are freak accidents that we can't really explain. They just slipped either in a wet spot or outside. So it's always something we can tighten up and learn more. We just went through a voluntary audit with our insurance company to try to just learn more from their perspective. And it's disheartening because we really try hard to improve safety. And this is kind of an ebb and flow of a good year, and then we have a one-off that just kind of tanks us. So we try.
Okay.
And then,
No, go ahead.
do you think the amount that you have for liability on cyber is enough, being that's what's going on right now?
So that's just our premium that we pay for the policy, that's not the coverage.
Okay, what would be the coverage?
So we'll have that, we're actually under renewal for that right now, so I will bring back the details of the lines of coverage at the next meeting, so you'll have all of those.
Yeah, because it's getting worse.
Well, and it's very hard to get right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Ryan's done a lot of work with our multi-factor authentication systems and a lot of the other, like, pro cyber protection, I don't know if that's what you call it.
Yeah, a lot of the hardening that we did in the last couple of years was a lot of this has to do with trying to keep our insurance at all, much less keep them low.
Yeah, we just had a meeting today about it, obviously because of Ascension, and it's about ransoms, like trying to, so I mean, I don't think anybody has real dire information trying to get out of the schools, but it's always a possibility that there may be someone that wants to get that information.
I've talked to Ryan a number of times about this, and since we use a lot of like Google services and other things that rely on leading edge companies that are doing that, that helps build in a lot of that safety, that helps prevent information from getting out that should not get out. But yes, we still have to be vigilant, absolutely.
Correct.
And I appreciate all the efforts you guys have been doing to do that, because it is, all it takes is one entry, and all of a sudden there's thousands of people who potentially have information we don't want to have out.
I think, I was just gonna say, I think it's important to draw the distinction though. The stuff that happened with Ascension is ransomware versus data theft.
Oh, no,
So,
it's data too.
Well, they may get data, but they also lock it up and then they'll hold it. And that's, I think, more to what we're trying to protect against than necessarily, I mean, data theft is kind of a byproduct of that. But when they lock you out, they expect you to pay, or you have to have some solution to come back.
Yeah, no, we were told today it was all data related, so, I don't know. I mean, they're telling
Right.
us not to download anything from
Right.
their system, so.
So,
Yeah, and I always say it's not really a matter of if, it's gonna be when.
Yeah, that's what they were
Right,
saying.
so that's why the insurance portion is, and now, and for ransomware, I'm sure you know this, they take it right to the limit. They look at what your policy is, and they'll take it right to your policy limit, and that's what they'll request.
yep.
Yeah.
Any other questions on that? And update the 24-25 board calendar. So what I had, in trying to coordinate all of the committees, and everybody feels this pain, we felt this pain over the last year trying to fit everything in before our board meetings. It just doesn't work. And there's so many people involved. Instead of having multiple meetings a week, I thought it would be easier for us to build in some days in our months so that we have those days available to do committee. Now you can cancel if you have to move it to a board meeting night and you can fit it in. You know, it doesn't have to stay cement-wise this way, but my suggestion is that we save these dates so that we have the time that we need to go through our committees. We only meet once a week or once a month. Majority of boards out there meet twice a month. So I think that's part of why it's so hard for us to squeeze stuff in too. And we don't have as many committees as some of the other boards do. So this is what Jeff kind of just put a calendar together. And we can, everybody kind of take a look at it, think about it, and like I said, it can be fluid. I don't, and the final meetings would obviously be posted, as they, as they are scheduled. But this will at least give us an idea and be able to put something on the calendar. The other thing that I asked to have moved was our May meeting, because the last couple years, it's been the second week of May, and it should really be the first week of May, so we can reorganize right away in May after everybody takes their new roles after election. And we felt that pain a little bit when Chris left, because he was in the president role, so when he was done then, we were presidentless for a while. So this way, we would move that date up to Monday, May 5th, instead. And this is for starting in July for the committees. So we have a little time for people to kind of look this over. And is there any...
I kind of like that you're still kind of leaving the summers with just one a month. I think that's beneficial.
Well, it helps because we don't have the dinners, so we can put that all on one night.
Yes.
But once we go out to the meetings, it is hard to fit everything in, and then you're trying to get everybody together on a different day, and this will just be a little bit more organized. Thoughts, questions, concerns, objections?
It's better having it up front and right away so that we can plan accordingly.
we'll bring this back then for approval. Can we bring it?
June 3rd.
On June 3rd. So if there's anything that, in between there that, you know, you have questions on, feel free to reach out to myself and we can figure that out.
So I guess my only question would be, are you looking at that same order every month? Are we
No.
shuffle, timing, or is that something we can just go during our working session?
I think the chairs of the committees, I set it up this way because I figured Educational Services Committee almost always meets. Policy Committee almost always meets. Business Services may or may not meet every single time. So I put them on the tail end. But you guys can, I feel like we can be flexible that way as long as, you know, our staff that has to be at these meetings, you know, everybody involved is gonna know. But you at least have that date.
Is that what you might think too, be able to coordinate with them as far as timing goes? So that they're not staying till 7 o'clock if we don't have to.
Yeah, so
For them,
yep.
I'm thinking for staff, so that it's like right after the end of the workday, so that we can move right into a meeting instead of having a big gap of time.
Yeah, I think however we want to set that up time-wise, I think, you know, that you as committee chairs can kind of, you know, as you know, kind of work through that. I don't want to put anything on there too tight so that it can be flexible. So you know the date and then you guys can set your times with everybody. All right? Okay, well, we'll bring it back June 3rd. Okay, information follow-up, there's your personnel information memo, financials, and communication and miscellaneous business authorized by law, which there is none. And number 10, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.